which unironically left a bad taste in everyone's mouths.
Imagine like you have a product called boba and you're like, what if we add an extra B to it? Well, why don't you take that B and shove it up your... Hi, I'm Mari and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching The Weird Trend of Making Asian Food Better by Evasion. And oh boy, I am not ready for this, so let's get right into it.
Morning, welcome back.
Hi.
I'm sick.
That's
if
okay.
my eyes are kind of bloodshot, it means I just cough for 10 minutes. Hey.
No, your eyes look fine. Don't worry about that. Honestly, my throat's been kind of scratchy too lately, but that's just because it's dry here.
Have you ever woken up on another continent you weren't originally supposed to be born on? Or as the kids call it nowadays, spawned in an enemy camp? I could tell that happened.
I guess. I guess when I was living in some other countries for a little bit.
To me as a Chinese Canadian when I started going to school as a young child, with my cute little Sanrio backpack carrying my lunch and textbooks for the day.
Aww.
Lunchtime was interesting. I always got so much attention when I pulled out my bologna sandwich made out of fried rice.
Wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on. Bologna sandwich made out of rice. Are you talking about like spam masubi? Or was it literally just rice and then bologna? Like fried bologna? Because that honestly sounds pretty cool.
And my Pop-Tart, which was actually a rice cracker.
Oh, those are so good too.
Meals at the cafeteria table would always be a little bit different. And these classmates of mine, they would always let me know, it's you. I mean, food with seasoning and different flavor profiles have a smell. What can you do? Although one...
Yeah, but like it smells good, so I just don't understand why there's so much hate. It's like, okay, like if it's something such as like eggs are kind of a universal thing that people don't like the smell of. Same with like, I don't know, man. I feel like certain herbs and spices smell so freaking good.
Once I shared my food with others, they would always come back asking for more. Funny how that always...
Yeah, because it's good.
Happens. The thing you made fun of at the beginning because you didn't know what it was, turns out to be something you ended up liking in the end. You know, I should have just pulled a Pokemon and called my onigiri a donut. Now doesn't that...
Oh my god, I remember that the localization for a lot of anime, at least like back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but they try to do it to make it more relatable to like Westerners, but it's like you really don't have to do all of that, you know, like people could just give things a try. I just can't believe they did the jelly donut thing.
That sound more friendly and less foreign?
It doesn't even look like a donut.
Donuts are great. Jelly filled are my favorite.
There was also that time when I forgot my slice of pie at the cafeteria during Thanksgiving lunch. Thankfully, my friend did grab it for me and then proceeded to tell me that the lunch lady said, "Honey, the Oriental one. He forgot his pumpkin pie. Can you
No, she did not say that, please.
bring it to him, sugar?" Core memories. So,
No.
memory. I'm assuming some of you can relate to this type of situation. And look, I don't want to place all the blame on those kids who didn't know
I just noticed that he has a Lego Zen garden thing over there. I think that's a Lego. Is that Lego?
any better. Their households probably didn't even use more than 2 or 3 seasonings a year. How are they supposed to know how to react when their lunches were mayo and cheese sandwiches every single day? Now that
I'm the kind of person where I like to eat different things every single day. I don't like to eat the same thing. And I just don't understand the type of people who can sit there and eat the same thing every single day. How do you not get bored?
we have social media, we can share our cultures and discover new things at a rapid
There's a lot of things happening in this clip and like everyone's just chill.
pace. Overall, people are more open to trying new things now that we have free resources in just a few clicks. Although, you do have people born in these newer generations
I discovered spa water all over Mexico. Spa water?
thinking they discovered something groundbreaking. Oh, except it's already existed for decades. Well, that still won't stop them from rebranding it to something cute and marketable like spa water, an aesthetic beverage invented on TikTok, made from water, cucumbers, and sugar. Is this similar to that drink from Mexico called agua fresca that's been around for generations? I'm sure you've seen them before. Those giant containers of
Ew, there's like bees all over it though. Oh my gosh. How is she not getting stung right now? There are bees.
colorful liquid that Mexican food street vendors
Oh my
usually
god,
sell.
oh my god.
Agua fresca? Pardon my language, son. Isn't that a tad ethnic for these parts of the woods? We partake in spa water only. None of this fresca.
Amma, what are you
It's probably because they can't pronounce it, to be honest. That's why they gotta call it something more easy to pronounce.
making? Spa water?
Spa water, spa water, ni que tu pinche culo hediondo, hija de tu chingada madre. Es un agua deliciosa de pepino con chía.
I don't know what she's saying, but I'm assuming she's commenting about the spa water and how it's like,
Spa water.
I don't speak, but I understood everything. At the end of the day, sharing cultures makes life a lot more fun. It's better if we can
I agree.
experience new things from other places. There are, however, many times when said culture has gotten into the hands of someone who didn't have
oh no, we're talking about boba now. Oh no, 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 no. This is my jam. All right.
the best grasp at doing things in a respectful way. There was a situation involving bubble tea and Shang-Chi, which, unironically, left a bad taste in everyone's mouths.
Imagine like you have a current product called boba and you're like, what if we add an extra B to it? Well, why don't you take that B and shove it up your
To unlock exclusive access to the best display deal before it's gone. Not applicable on limited edition, Lumino, and Textra. Dragon's Den is a Canadian reality show where entrepreneurs will show up in front of rich investors and pitch their products to them, hoping for an
Is this like Shark Tank? I never heard of this.
investment in exchange for a percentage of their company. If you're
It's exactly like Shark Tank.
familiar with Shark Tank, the American version of the show, it's basically the same thing. On this specific episode, they had Simu Liu as a guest investor, a Chinese-Canadian actor most known for his role as Shang-Chi in Marvel's Shang-Chi.
Oh.
Simu showed up to Dragon's Den with his giant movie star check and is ready to drop some money. Hey, I'm just assuming this is how all amounts over $1 million are paid out in giant cartoon check. Funny enough, out of all the entrepreneurs that could have pitched to him on this day, a company from Quebec wanted to show him their new twist on bubble tea, a
No. Wow.
drink with origins from Taiwan, invented by Asian people.
Hello, Dragon. My name is Jessica.
And my name is Sebastian.
We are here today from Quebec City seeking $1 million in exchange of 18%
Okay.
of our business, Boba.
Ah,
Boba. Wow. I'm investing.
they are Québécois Canadiens, eh? My brothers and sisters from notre pays. I don't know if you knew this, but the ability to parler français is in every single Canadian person's DNA. Oui? Non? What is this thé avec les bulles? I am interested in learning more from mes amis francophones over
Popping boba. I mean, popping boba is really good, but it's like this isn't new. We have this already.
here.
What makes your boba special?
Also, English is a funny language. Boba is normally spelled with one B. And this, I'm just gonna call it Baba, because that's how my brain sees
Hey, Baba.
it.
Dragon, you have probably heard about bubble tea.
Yes.
I've never. Has anyone else heard of bubble tea?
Yes, I've heard.
What is bubble tea?
Simu was drinking bubble tea this morning.
I've never heard of this
Yes,
thing
I'm
before. in my
talking
life.
about bubble tea. That
I love how they're just like, man, I never heard of this before.
trendy sugary drink you are queued up for and you are never quite sure about its content.
Those days are over with boba.
Hang on. I'm quite sure about its content, but
Yes?
continue.
Okay. We have transformed this beloved beverage into a convenient and healthier, ready-to-drink experience.
Alright, a little tension
Okay.
between both parties here. And on the good fanfiction kind of way. They already made some interesting claims at the start of their pitch.
Yeah.
When you're lining up for Asian boba, who knows what you're even ordering? On
Yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of disrespectful.
account of it being Asian. Even if you read the menu that explains what's going into your drink, how do we know? There's a lot of weird writing
I mean, you can watch them make it. They literally make it in front of you. Like when you go to get bubble tea, the barista literally makes it right then and there. You can see every little bit of ingredient that they're putting into it.
around here. I don't understand. Is this tea? Is it juice? Is there any meat in this? Baba makes friendly and approachable drinks by getting rid of all that oriental stuff. And now it is not an ethnical product anymore.
But it's not an ethnical product anymore.
What is that supposed to? There is no way, like, you really came there with that smug face of yours and said that to an Asian person. That is insane.
Not with the popping bobas. So we took the
Look at his face.
version, the Asian version, and we made
You did not just say that. Oh my gosh.
it with the fruit, with juice.
I do want to point out the fact that English isn't their first language. Some of the words they used are kind of outdated. Maybe this would have sounded a lot more different in French. The takeaways we got from the intro are that they're trying to introduce boba to a new market by adding their own unique twist on it to make it better, with a little
All they did was add an extra B to the name.
dash of fear-mongering about the mysteriousness of what goes into Asian bubble tea. This was the main problem people had with their pitch. They didn't necessarily bash Asian bubble tea and call it mean names or anything. thing, but it's the implication that it's strange and
Yeah.
too ethnic. So we've zapped that all away to make it better and healthier. Is it healthier though?
And she's like, oh well, sucks if you have an issue with, like, bro, come on, read the room.
A little bit. Based on the nutrition label, there are less calories, not that much sugar, and no fat compared to a regular bubble tea since there isn't any dairy in boba. But I wouldn't call this drink healthy, especially if you're making alcoholic versions of it as well.
Oh wow, I will say that does sound kind of good. Alcoholic boba. That's I would try that.
Bubble tea isn't even that crazy of a drink. When one of the boba founders explained how their products were made with high quality tea, fruit juice, and popping boba, he literally just described what most bubble tea is like. It's
Yeah.
only a handful of ingredients: tea, sugar, tapioca pearls, and sometimes milk. Look,
No, literally, that's all it is. So it's like crazy. It's fine if you want to make your own version of bubble tea and stuff. That's fine. But you don't have to like put this emphasis on like, oh, the Asian bubble tea, scary, try ours. Like, it's just kind of weird.
boba isn't a horrible product. There is some potential here. According to them, they've raked in millions of dollars in sales.
No, I can definitely see that because I think I've seen their product on Amazon before, like the popping pearls. I'm pretty sure I saw it, but I never actually bought it because I was like, oh, this looks kind of weird because of the two B's. So I was thrown off by it. I thought it was a scam, but I guess it's legit.
Every single year. So there is a market for this type of drink. Definitely not for me though. I need my ethnic ingredients like grass
My ethnic ingredient. I love that.
jelly, winter melon, and
Oh my gosh, grass jelly is so good.
milk foam. Plus, the audience they're introducing boba to probably isn't drinking Taiwanese bubble tea from places like Xingfu Tang. You can tell by the judges.
No, that makes sense. Like, actually, one of my favorite types of like bubble tea to have is I like brown sugar, like tiger brown sugar with boba. And it's so freaking good. I also like the cheese foam they can get or the milk foam, depending on where you go. They call it different things with like fruit tea. That is also so good. And I can't, oh my gosh, the matcha. I love matcha so much.
Just reactions after drinking it, who it's made for.
Do you get the popping bobas though?
The boba's popping.
Raspberry and lime. Not bad.
This is the popping boba. We sell it in convenience store to add to any drinks.
This is my first time having bubble tea.
You're missing out in life, man.
I've never seen.
I don't know. I feel like out of all, like, if you're gonna try boba and like bubble tea, you should try milk tea with boba first, because the more fruitier stuff, I'm not saying like it's invalid, but I feel like when I think of bubble tea, I think of like a classic milk tea with boba, and that should be like something you should try first.
Seen it like in this. I've seen it.
People have tried to bottle it up. It's very difficult to maintain the flavor.
Did you like this?
I thought it was fine.
It's not uncommon for brands to change up their menus.
No, that's fair though, because it's like having it in bottles is pretty hard to maintain that flavor.
Depending on where they open their store. When you go to a bubble tea place in North America, you'll see
I really like gongcha. Gongcha is really good.
your traditional flavors like oolong,
See, yeah, brown sugar milk tea, yummy, 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 so freaking good. Oh my gosh, the creme brulee brown sugar milk tea, the dirty brown sugar milk tea,
jasmine, and Earl Grey milk tea. And right to the side, you'll also see things like sweet juicy lychee lime tea with star jellies, chocolate peanut butter Reese's tea,
Okay, I've never seen that, but okay.
explosion, or even a pumpkin pie milk tea with
Sometimes some bubble tea places will do some funny things like that. I also find it kind of interesting when they do like hot milk tea. I've tried like hot milk tea once. It's not bad, but like, I don't know. I like the slushes. And honestly, that pumpkin pie slush with milk foam looks really good. I would try that.
pearls. Boba took that side of a North American bubble tea menu, did some rebranding so it would appeal to a wider audience, which isn't a bad thing. Actually, this kind of reminds me of that Simpsons episode, where they changed the names of Middle Eastern food to sound less foreign and more American.
That is good. What's in it?
Tabula and resme kebab.
That's our chef, Christopher.
Oh my
Grass jelly
gosh.
milk tea? How about nature's jello? Sweet tea. Proud to be an American. I think there's room for boba in the market. It's just that unfortunate presentation and angle of their pitch that had everyone scratching their heads. Oh, and
Yeah, it's just really weird. Like they would come off trying to be like, we're trying to get to the ethnic part of where it literally came from.
How Simu, the only East Asian person in the room, had some pretty valid concerns about this product, was basically dismissed by everyone on the panel with a, "Whoa, buddy, hold your horses there. Hey, we're just trying to have a good time here. You're bumming everyone out with the heavy questions." Specifically
Oh my
from
gosh.
Manjeet, a Dragon's Den investor who actually was the one who invested $1 million into Baba after their pitch.
But I, you know, I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's
Why?
very
There
near.
can be new takes on things.
Sure,
Nothing
but I'm
Okay, like I get where he's coming from, like I do, especially since to me Baba doesn't really feel like bubble tea. It just feels like juice with like popping pearls.
looking at.
Not
I'm
everything has
looking
to
at
be
these two guys.
traditional.
No, but
Oh, okay. Okay, this girl needs to just shut the fuck up.
then there's also an issue of cultural appropriation.
Telling the person whose culture comes from this stuff, like they don't have to like be following like their culture and like be traditional, like shut up.
There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with. And
Boy,
so
that's
I'm gonna do
one
that.
way to start.
Yeah, that's one way to start. A little heavy there.
Well, it's a valid point though, and being like, we don't have to be traditional. That's like ignorant in on itself, and that's like really rude.
After this whole ordeal, the floodgates opened, TikToks were made, and discourse on this video
Wow, that's crazy. We want to apologize the harm we have caused by our words and actions on the show. While it was never our intention to cause harm or disrespect the community that created and popularized this beloved drink, we take full responsibility for the impact of our actions. Additionally, Simon Liu raised a very valid points regarding cultural appropriation, and we welcome the learning opportunity. Yeah, like I don't understand why the other people on that show were being like, "Whoa, buddy, you can't be making base takes like that." And like, dude, it is cultural appropriation. Like, it's fine if you want to make your own boba product, but don't say like you're making it better. Like, that's so weird.
went viral overnight. As you would have guessed, people didn't like the way Baba presented itself,
Yeah.
how Simu's concerns were basically brushed off,
Yeah.
and the way Manjeet handled herself in this situation. I can see her side on some points. Not everything has to be traditional, and you can have new takes on things, if it's done in a respectful way. Baba is working with a manufacturer from Taiwan who doesn't have any issues with what they're doing, I'm assuming. At least they're getting their product straight from the source. Manjeet did release a quick 1-minute apology on her Instagram regarding the situation.
Hi everyone, Dragon Manjeet here. Last week's episode had a pitch from entrepreneurs about boba tea that has sparked a big conversation. After more reflection, due diligence, and listening to many of your opinions, I will not be investing in boba tea. Having said that, I had to turn off commenting on my platforms because it is never okay to send hate and death threats to the entrepreneur. I believe wholeheartedly our cultures are meant to be shared, including food, drink, clothing, dance, languages, and web. Those of us like Simu and I who have platforms to do so always try to use these platforms to educate and enjoy.
I like how both of us are just kind of staring at her, just soulless. Like, we're just like, oh, man.
And explore all cultures. It is cha or chai, depending on where you're from, not chai tea. It is naan, not naan bread.
Oh, I don't think those are the issues people wanted you to talk about. There was a mention of her culture and how she doesn't like it when it's been rebranded. What about the Asian culture that happened to last week? What about you brushing off Simu and how that was handled?
Yeah.
Well, what's done is done. At least we were able to make
Wow, what an amazing apology.
a conversation happen about this topic. Simu did make a video telling people to lay off the founders of Baba and Manjeet. Like, this whole thing could have went down a whole lot differently if they changed up at least 30% of their pitch.
It's not an ethnical product anymore.
Oh, fun fact. Did you know that kombucha is an Asian drink that most likely originated from China in 2021 BC? Am I mentioning this to imply that you always have to credit the very first person that discovered
Kombucha. I've tried drinking kombucha. It is so difficult to drink. Like, I don't know why. It just, the taste, the taste is really hard to drink.
something? I don't think so. It just shows that things can start from one place and then evolve into something else afterwards. Kombucha in North America is so trendy now, and it's definitely looking a lot more different compared to
Maybe I just haven't tried enough of it. I think I've only tried like 2 different flavors, which is like the original, and then I don't remember what the other one was, but it was like okay.
What they drank in Asia. Because now we associate kombucha with this and this. These situations
Oh my god, I love that, the memes.
of taking something from another culture and making it quote unquote better has always been around. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. MSG, or monosodium glutamate,
Oh, I remember when they banned MSG and then they brought it back, and oh boy, MSG, man. Umami.
is a popular seasoning you've probably heard about. Think of it as salt's younger and cooler cousin on substances. It's pretty common nowadays, and you can find it in a lot of food like cheese, chips, processed meats, and even KFC. It's generally safe to eat in moderation, just like salt, according to the FDA. However, back in the 60s, there
Oh my gosh, my gamer soups from Gamer Subs has MSG in it. It is so freaking good. Use code Mari for 10% off if you'd like to get some yourself, by the way.
was this thing called Chinese restaurant syndrome, when a doctor claimed that after eating Chinese food, he would feel symptoms like fainting, back spasms, sweating, dizziness, flushed skin, and a numb jaw? Whoa! That's crazy. Not gonna lie, he's kind of a drama queen. You're supposed to sprinkle MSG on your food, not do a line of it in the bathroom.
Yeah, you're only supposed to have just a little bit of MSG.
The research behind MSG causing all these symptoms was also really shoddy. They injected mice with high levels of MSG and noticed,
Why would you do that?
they are not doing too good. Asian seasoning bad. I'm sure if you did an IV drip of any type of dry seasoning, you would feel unwell. As a result, people started to avoid Chinese food to the point where Asian restaurants had to put no MSG signs on their windows to reassure customers, even though there was no concrete evidence behind any of these claims. It was really easy to target MSG.
Like I said, I remember like a lot of places. Now it's like, okay. So it's interesting.
Since it was a scary foreign seasoning from Asia. And here's a plot twist that no one would have expected. Back in the day, people were kind of racist. This brings us to current times.
Back in the day, I don't know if that's changed that much, man.
There was an instance of a Chinese restaurant in New York whose main goal was to provide a better, healthier alternative to traditional Chinese food. Might I add, the owners aren't Chinese themselves, and if you're thinking what I'm thinking, yes, they are. At first glance, there's nothing really wrong with this. Yeah, Chinese food can be a little unhealthy depending on what you order. Lucky Lee's is just providing people with more options, which is a good thing. We heard you're obsessed with lo mein, but rarely eat it. You said it makes you feel bloated and icky the next day. Well, wait until you slurp up our high lo mein. Not too oily or salty. Okay, well, maybe it's a skill issue on their part, because I usually feel fine after a big
I was gonna say, I don't ever feel bad after eating lo mein.
Chinese food. After about 8 months of business, they had to close down. Could have been because of the backlash at how they marketed themselves as better Chinese food compared to traditional ones, or maybe people just weren't eating here. Well, another idea with some potential. It would have been nice to have the option to gobble up an entire Peking duck and not have it be.
Oh my gosh, Peking duck is so freaking good. If you ever go to New York City, you have to try Peking duck there. It's expensive, but it's so worth it.
3,000 calories, but why they always gotta ruin it by saying stuff like, we're trying to help people get away from that bloated, icky feeling when they eat Chinese food.
Bro, shut up. Come on. I don't like American Chinese food. I like actual, like, authentic Chinese food because it just tastes way better. I don't know why, but American Chinese food is usually like General Tso's chicken and beef and broccoli, and like that's pretty much it. It doesn't, like, I don't know, I don't like how it tastes. So I like getting dim sum. I like eating like those little fishies, the little white fishies with their eyes that bulge. I like eating those. I've had bullfrog before. That's not too bad. And like, I like the fish, the whole fish with the bones, and you gotta like pick off the flesh from it. Like, I like that kind of stuff, you know? I've also had jellyfish too. Really good.
Made by Chinese people. Oh, quick last mention before I forget. Does anyone else remember when those ladies from the south made their own mahjong sets and then sold them for $400 to $600 a pop?
What? There's no way people actually bought that.
The designs are kind of cute, I guess. This one isn't that bad. At least they didn't call mahjong a scary foreign game from the Orient that's really hard to understand. Outrageous prices aside, the founders do have 2 decades under their belt of playing this game. It's basically a rebrand of something traditional to appeal to a new generation of players. And the audience they're targeting probably wouldn't have picked up this game unless it was marketed this way, with Pinterest-like personality types.
I mean, I guess like there's a market for anything. If you know how to package your product, you can sell anything, like literally anything.
Written for each set, and aesthetic looking designs you'd see in a farmhouse style kitchen. You do see the history of where this
That was like almost $600. That's crazy.
game comes from on their website, so that's a thoughtful touch. You know, cultures are constantly intermingling with each other. Who knows? Maybe you'll catch me, Barbara, Suzanne, and Linda playing mahjong on the veranda while sipping on our wine-infused boba. That actually sounds quite pleasant. Maybe I am a 60-year-old white woman at heart. If you enjoyed this video, let me know video by clicking the like button. Thanks again to Displate for sponsoring today's video. Have a good day. Try
That is insane to think about how much like people are trying to make Asian things better. That's crazy. So what do you think about this whole like video? Like, are you gonna be trying spa water anytime soon? Or how about some boba? I feel like I need a refill on my drink right now. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments. And remember, everything reminds you of something. Bye! Maybe I should do like a tier list of all the different types of boba products. That could be interesting.